Throw Gang. We were joined by King Snort of Center Court, Lawrence Schlossman, and myself, the young go hard, going yard. That'll make sense in a second. Welcome to the weekly Running of the Boys, with today's full episode only available on
patreon.com/throwingfits.
Before we get into emailing back and forth with David Portnoy, America's favorite swaggy white boys, and Baldy's going viral, let's get to some housekeeping.
Yeah. It's still summer.
Facts.
It is still shorts weather. We have a little goat pack dropping on patreon.com/throwingfits this Friday so that patrons, as always, eat first.
The two important things to note here are these are version 4.0, which if you got your hands on some of the real tree pack, you understand are our best version yet.
Porter shorts as well before that, to be
That's
clear.
right. Wait, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
those as well. But, yeah, these have a back pocket, which fucking game changer. I threw on like a 3.0 or 2.0 this past weekend, and I automatically went to put my wallet in the back pocket, and like, I was like, yo, I feel like a chump because I had to wear it in the front like a dork.
Chump, hey, like a chump, hey.
The other thing, most importantly, is that these are ready to ship.
Yep,
we
they're
are
here.
no longer. I can confidently say that we are never, ever doing a pre-order ever again.
No, dude. Our apologies, but we appreciate everyone's patience who stuck with us, who got their tree pack when they finally came through customs. These are ready to go.
Yes. So as you can see, the tasty spread before us, we have the all-white Rogers, referring to Roger Federer.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what we can or can't. Well, actually, the next pair is straight up copyright infringement.
Really?
The Griffies.
Yeah. Okay. Well, these were made by with Randy Johnson's foreskin. He was kind enough to donate. He had an adult circumcision. Pro sports photographer Randy Johnson, the big unit,
and super fan of metal music as well.
Yeah, and the unit is so big that the foreskin, correlatingly wise, was also so massive that we were able to make a bunch of shorts out of his fucking hog skin.
Wait, are you saying right now that these shorts are made out of dick skin?
Yeah, no, just the
oh,
Griffies.
just the Griffies.
Yes, out of Randy Johnson's huge dong tip.
Yeah.
Then the Hulksters.
Yeah,
which
brother.
They do not give you the N-word pass.
Have you seen
regardless of what Peter Thiel, whether or not he funded these, doesn't matter.
Have you've seen the video where Hulk Hogan is running back Jeezy in the truck like 5 times? You ever see that clip? It's so fucking good. Yeah, he's just loving the fucking vibes, dude. The Hulkster.
Yeah, brother.
I mean, who doesn't love Jeezy?
What you gonna do
when
all these shorts are coming to you?
Published author, Young Jeezy. Just Jeezy now, actually.
Yeah. Good guy.
Yeah. So we got the Rogers, which is white with the green hit. We have the Griffies, which is teal with the black hit. And we have the Hulksters, which is red with the yellow hit. And again, they are coming on sale. They are hitting Patreon this Friday. $65 per pair, $160 for the goat pack. Ready to ship. That's all you need to know.
Exactly.
Yep.
You're in the fucking Rogers. I'm in the Griffies right now.
Oh yeah, you sag a medium. I hike a large. If
You're still in a large?
I could do the medium for sure. But you know
that Mexi Zempic hit Diffie.
You already fucking know, baby. Yeah, I've had these were made before the camo ones.
Really?
They've just been chilling.
Oh yeah. These are
But they're ready
again
to blast off.
Ready to ship right now.
Yeah, and again, zipper back pocket, 5-inch inseam, drawstring waist, hand poked mesh. One of the 3 is made out of Randy Johnson's dick skin, apparently.
Foreskin.
Cop now or
Penis
forever hold this L.
Forever hold Randy Johnson's piece. All right, let's get into a fit check, Larry.
Okay. I wore Clark's maple suede wallaby lows to the crib. I have on thready socks. And listen, keep your opinions to yourself. I've already beat the little homie gay-ass accusations, allegations, etc. Love me or leave me alone. Okay. I just I'm over it.
What's Jenna doing? She's leaving you alone?
She's doing neither of those things. She called them cheerleader socks most recently, which I get. Males can be cheerleaders too.
Yeah, like our 43rd president, George Bush.
W was a male cheerleader?
Yeah, bro. You didn't know that?
At Yale?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he just was doing cocaine and drunk driving.
But yes, doing that, and Laura Bush killed a guy while driving, not drunk, allegedly. But George Bush, you didn't know that he was a cheerleader at Yale? That's how he got so much.
W.
He was a fucking pussy hound. Yes, snorting yayos with the other cheerleaders.
He wasn't getting pussy off the fact that his dad was governor? No, senator? Was a senator?
President.
No, but he wasn't president when he was in college, dumbass.
Fair.
That's what I mean. Before
Hold on.
the OG was president of the United States of America, what was his political career? I believe he was a senator.
I think he was a governor and then a vice president. Oh, no.
W was a
W was a
governor.
governor.
And the owner of the Texas Rangers, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Was President George Bush a cheerleader? Head cheerleader of his high school cheer team his senior year at
There you
Phillips
go.
Academy.
Yeah.
Which I think is all dudes.
Phillips
Which
Exeter.
is-
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
So they only have male. That's a tough scene. Like, you're not playing, like, a major sport, but you're just cheering on the broskies.
You're just rooting for the homies.
Or is that, supporting the homies to
Honestly,
the ultimate level?
Yeah, honestly, shame on us for not being professional homie supporters, which is really what he was doing.
I think we're professional cheerleaders for the throw gang, as they are for us.
And for ourselves.
By
as
the
well.
shorts. Okay. I have on the Rogers. I have Supreme Hanes underwear on. Kind of getting out of order here. I am wearing a Hanes Pleaser. Real quick. Do you want to publicly comment on our erasure from the Pleaser discourse and then our reinsertion into the narrative? Because a correction was made.
Yeah, a non-linked correction. It's kind of bullshit that, I think that wife pleaser was certain. Look, is it corny to try and take credit for things? Yes. But when it's so obvious as like us starting wife pleaser, and like literally you can hear the process of us like figuring that out on air.
Well,
Doug and some other people in the quarter, they went back and they actually like found like the timestamp.
I believe you and I like riffed out Respecter, and then honestly, it might have been Chuck who came up with Pleaser apparently. So like, it's even more important that credit is given where credit is due, because it's not even like me and you being like, once again, TF came up with something that some fucking stupid TikToker stole and then everyone else ran with, and now we have an article and we get no fucking credit. It's Chuck. It's our baby boy, and we're cheerleaders for that man.
And that's fine. And then like Gentleman's Quarterly did insert the brief fucking aside, like, oh, maybe it also involved this podcast. But then to not even link to the podcast is a fucking swift kick in the nuts.
I got a message for mainstream media. We don't diss you, we dismiss you. You assholes can't stand in the mirror front words because you can't face yourselves. You assholes got to stand in the mirror backwards because you can't face yourself. I was listening to the
Because that's where your asshole is. Unless you got an asshole in the front.
I believe.
Then you got to see a doctor.
I believe at the end of Black Republicans on the Drought 3, Joel Santana says, we don't diss you, we dismiss you, and you assholes got to stand in the mirror backwards because you can't face yourselves. That's what I was trying to get to. Up top, on top of the pleaser / respecter, courtesy of Hanes, I have on a Gitman vintage button down, and then a metalwood cap on the dome piece. I have a rollie on the wrist. I have my wedding ring on the fingy. I got wifey on the pinky.
Did GQ, when you were quoted extensively in the metalwood piece in GQ, did they link to, when they like said your name, like co-host of Throwing Fits, did they link to TF at all?
Does a bear shit in the woods?
What is up with the fucking GQ?
No linkage, bro.
No linkage.
The linkage is
you guys
like,
are not trying to link.
not trying to link, definitely not trying to build. The credit is paramount because that's just for the record for like human history. But the link is almost as important because then it's like, oh, who are these guys? What are we talking about?
That's just good web etiquette, right? Is like
100%.
If you cite a person or like a thing of note, like you should link to them. So that's like, oh, what is this? Boom.
Yeah. I wish I couldn't say that this is just fucking par for the course, but here we are.
Nice golf pun.
I have thank you. That was unintentional. I have a hydro flask full of Greenpoint's finest, and I'm drinking a Celsius because after your fucking, I feel like you Jake Paul pilled me, bro. I watched the doc.
Oh yeah.
He's I guess
well,
like
he's not okay. Yeah.
No, he's a Celsius athlete now, and I guess like
and there's beef with his brother.
Well, not really. It seems like there's beef again now.
Now there's beef. Yeah.
The whole shit with his dad, you were not kidding, bro. This guy's out of pocket, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we got the, make sure the cameras are turned on. F-bomb.
Yeah,
right? It's like the first time he's on camera.
His fifth word is like the F-bomb.
Fucking crazy, dude.
It's not fuck.
It's funny that it wasn't
he used to beat the shit out of that little beep.
It wasn't Jonah Hill. Speaking of canceled white boys, it wasn't Jonah Hill that Celsius pilled me. It was Jake Paul. That doc is... I kind of now feel like I'm fucking with Jake Paul, like a little bit.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
The problem child.
And we're going to talk about Johnny Football a little bit later. But
America loves a swaggy white boy.
They really do. And from one swaggy white boy to half of a swaggy white boy, what did you wear today, Jimbo?
I don't know if I would call you a swaggy white boy, because I think that it's a pejorative, where it is like, and we'll get to it. When
It's a way of saying wigger.
Your words, not mine. Conor McGregor fucking had to delete a tweet where he said that, but
really?
Yeah, bro.
Wigga?
I don't know. I don't know if you can say that with a R. I don't know.
Well, speaking of which, just real quick, and we're gonna get to some of this later. Like, what's the term for if an Asian person acts black? What's that?
Well, you can't. You used to say CH. It was where they started with a CH, but you can't say that now because like Rich Brian. Right?
Changed his name from Rich.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Chigga.
Yes, I think that swaggy white boy. I think that like what defines a swaggy white boy. I think it's like America loves like playing with race, where it's like you appear as one thing but you're acting as another, or you're acting as one thing and you're appearing as another. So it's like we love just kind of like the people that passes one thing, inhabit the other.
We love to play with race in this country.
We do,
and on this podcast.
Yeah. All right, I was wearing the Our Legacy Came on Mules, the white joints with. I think that they dropped a shoe. First drop of Our Legacy happened on last Friday.
Those mules, swaggy whites.
Yes. I think that it wasn't a cameo, but they dropped a boot that had like the painted white sole, which it says like this is meant to like chip away and like
Margiela style,
get worn in, Margiela style. So I was wearing those on the feet. Then I was wearing the Griffies. You asked me, you're like, what shorts are you wearing?
Yeah.
Like 4 hours ago. I was like, I don't know, bro. I get dressed 3 minutes before I go out the door. The duality man. Wearing a vintage tee from Fantasy Explosion. What does it say?
Met Japan Tour 97.
He once when he came on, and we asked
Kevin.
him, when Kevin came on, when we were that was Throwing Fits, right? Yeah, for sure.
Kevin Fallon was on Throwing Fits, 100%.
He said this was like the one that he would never sell, and then one day he put it for sale. I'm like, bro, I need to have that.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like one of the hanging in the rafters joints.
It was this and like a Twin Tower, like crazy Dragon Ball Z shirt.
How much did you pay for that?
Like $75 or something.
Yeah. It'll never be for sale until it's on sale, and it'll be for a very fair price.
Everybody's got a number.
Yeah,
his is $75.
$75. I mean, it's a fucking sick shirt.
Yeah, I'm playing tennis with him on. It was iron, so that's why I threw it on. I'm playing tennis with him on Thursday morning. What else? Oh, Bottega Veneta ring. I don't remember what sunglasses I was wearing. Hanes boxers.
What sunglasses was I wearing? Oh, Tegesta.
Hmm?
Tegesta is the name of
brand?
the brand.
Okay.
Yes.
Greenpoint's Finest, Diet Pepsi, fit check, drink check, complete.
Ooh, new rig.
New fucking rig alert.
I fucking blew my chrome nut last week, but I realized that one term that we didn't throw out from Fury Road, this is the new war rig.
Very nice.
It's beefy. It's unstoppable.
I read one of those.
It is not being driven by a woman, though, in our case.
You know that Charlize Theron made the decision to shave her head by herself? And George Miller was like, I don't know, you seem like you got a lumpy dome piece.
Really?
So she shaved it and sent him photos. He's like, all right, bet, you're good.
Did she use...
And she had to wear a wig while filming whatever movie she was in, like when she was like when Mad Max was coming together.
Before she hit the fucking buzz, did she use that TikTok filter to see what it might look like?
I mean, if everyone had a perfectly round head.
Is that what it's about, you think?
No.
The shape? No, I mean... For me,
you can't predict what's under the follicles.
Like I know that like I don't have a lumpy dome, but for me it's all about
How do you know?
size. Because I've had a shaved head many times.
Okay.
It's just for me it makes my peanut-sized head appear even smaller.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't do it. It's not about the fucking the surface. I have a beautiful shaped head. It's just too small.
How buzzed down did you go?
Dude, the first time it happened when I was being hazed in college.
Sick.
It was like it was a zero, bro.
You're bicked?
No, not bicked, but like just no guard.
Okay.
Literally, I looked like Dr. Evil. So bad, bro. Or fucking Gru. You know?
Your anti-Semitism, not mine. But yes,
the
new
streets
rig.
made me despicable, but I still grew.
My money still grew. New rig, TBD if it works.
It's recording.
It's working, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do we sound?
I sound great. If anything, I got like we're boosted.
We're taking no chances with the fucked up audio, but we are probably gonna fuck up the video next.
I'm definitely losing cans starting next week.
Yeah. No, this is as soon as we like hit cruising altitude or like smooth waters with this rig, then like you can ditch the cans.
Do you want to do some cool shit where we like throw the shorts off the table before we get into the show?
Sure.
All right, you want to start? Oh, nah, you got to go. You got to go.
You're gonna hit
over.
The camera, bro. Okay.
You know, then it looks fucking.
Right,
and it like gives Robbie something to fucking sizzle up, baby. Ooh. Oh, okay. All right. Well.
All right. What are we talking about first? Okay. So the big news, big media fucking news. Barstool was sold, or Penn Gaming. Sold
Inc.
Barstool Sports back to Dave Portnoy for $1, which, according to my calculations, values the company at $1. If you could purchase 100% of something for $1, that makes it worth $1.
Do you believe that this will be? And I know Dave said I'm never going to sell Barstool ever again. That's a terrible Dave Portnoy impression. I need to work on it in real time because we're going to be quoting him directly in a second here. He said he would never sell again. Do you believe him?
Yeah, I don't think, but he can still like have it be run for him.
Because the whole thing with Penn is, okay, sold it back to Dave for $1. You got your joke off. That makes Barstool worth $1. But the contingencies, right? The fine print, the NDAs with Dave. Duh, I get that, right? Penn needs to have him just only working on the pirate ship. They can't have him fucking, getting in bed with fucking DraftKings or whoever else. I get that. But the idea of them getting the potential of getting 50% of any future sale, like who knows? Would this shit get flipped again? And would Penn, who made the worst business decision of all time?
I know. Where are they getting all this money from?
So
they bought Barstool for what, $500 million or some shit, and
then
they just bought the licensing rights to ESPN for $1.5 billion over 10 years. Where are they getting all this money from?
I thought they were like a regional when they first got in bed with Barstool. It made sense because it's like okay,
it's like regional OTB bars and shit.
Yeah,
it's casinos, right?
It's like we got casinos in Pennsylvania and fucking riverboats on the Mississippi, whatever the fuck. It made sense that they would take a risk with a high reward by getting in bed with Barstool, and again, did not pay off a bit, but yeah, they're a $1 billion company. More.
Well, $2 billion is what they spent on the Barstool and ESPN shit. It's also like, was ESPN so anti-Barstool? They're like, yo, you have to like. I don't think that Penn could have had Barstool and ESPN.
No, it's limited real estate. They're literally changing over the sports.
It's a conflict of interest. Yeah, it's limited real estate exactly. Yeah. But do you think ESPN was like, nah, like you have to pay us we're taxing the shit out of you because you need to get rid of this toxic business, which is Barstool, which like you're not getting you're not getting approvals and regulations, and like I think they can only operate right now in like 13 states, and don't they keep getting denied or whatever. Like
that's what kind of was the whole crux of them ditching Barstool. It's like
I do
think preventing us from doing business.
I think Portnoy being like, oh, we can't operate in a regulated world. We're too it's too much red tape. Like no, that's not it. That's not it. It's not like
you don't believe that?
No, I don't think the state comptrollers or whatever. Because one, it's such a crooked industry. I'm sure you just got to pay the right people, grease the right wheels. And two, it's not like the comptroller's like, oh, on BFF's pod, did you really say that about Addison Rae?
Yeah.
Come on, we can't let this guy operate a sports book.
You would think that, like, you talked about like a corrupt industry that could be easily fucking greased. How did this not work out? I honestly just really think that the reach of Barstool was completely overestimated. Yeah, there's, millions of followers across all the fucking social channels, but like, how big of a brand is it really? It's definitely not as big as ESPN.
No, for sure.
Who is hemorrhaging money, who almost needed to make this deal with Penn to some degree.
Yeah. Well, Bob Iger was like, yo, ESPN's fucking bricking it. And then like, all right, here's 1.5 yards, Bob. Mr. I. The
goal
worst
line yardage.
Okay, we'll get into our Portnoy correspondence in a second, but just the last thing on the deal, I think, I just want to chime in, is the worst aspect of it, I feel like for Penn, is that they licensed the ESPN branding, right? For $1.5 billion and talent and like and ad space. But they're not the exclusive gambling partner of ESPN.
Oh, I thought that was part of it.
ESPN can still sell ad space to DraftKings and FanDuel and shit. So if you're watching like a game on ESPN, you can see commercials for all the fucking other sports books, not only Penn or I guess like ESPN Bet or whatever it's called now.
Bet ESPN or whatever. What about all like the sponsored segments that you would see on like whether it was First Take or Sports Center or like whatever, like where it was like presented by DraftKings? Then can they still do that, or now everything will be presented by ESPN? Because that to me is the more running a commercial, whatever, right? But like having the sponsored content really is what it is. That's to me is the most crucial.
I don't know about that, but
signage.
it just seems like a real sucker ass move where you're like, yo, I'm gonna pay you $1.5 billion, and my competitors can still play too.
I just think that Penn was fucked, bro. They had to make. Yo, honestly, it is the track record that they have between overpaying for Barstool and then completely fucking blowing it, and then now overpaying for ESPN.
Damn, what's up with my? Let me check in on my Penn stock.
Who is the CEO of Penn, and why has he not been fired?
Mr. Pennsylvania?
Guy
in the Quaker Oats oatmeal box? I don't know.
I feel like you and I, for the most part, feel the same way about Dave, where like it's maybe a begrudging respect, but also acknowledging that he's a monster.
You're a bit more on his knob than I am.
This is our former employer, Stool Presidente. I did love seeing the Stoolies and the bigger apologists than me be like, this is the greatest galaxy brain deal of all time, where he had a sale happen where him and Dan and whoever else, right? They get shout out Dan, $500 million, and then ultimately get it back for $1.
No, this is like if you're a dog breeder and you sell a dog and the dog fucking is pissing and shitting everywhere, and then the person's like, take it back, just take it back.
Yeah, no backsies, no backsies.
I've so far lost in, I'm not sure how long. I guess I bought this like right around the Barstool Penn shit. I've lost $44.77 in total.
When the ESPN deal was announced,
my 15 shares of Penn.
When the ESPN deal was announced, so there was a big bump, right? Which was, I mean, obviously that happens, but we'll see what happens.
I'm sure
in the long term,
they're like,
right?
wait a second, this is a terrible idea.
All right, let's get into the personal angle
with
here.
Dave being in the news, I have his email address. It's a pretty generic email address.
Let's say no more.
Yeah, and so I reached out. Because, like, why not, right? Like, shoot your shot.
I'm bringing up the correspondence.
August 9th, I said, hey, Dave, want to come on the Throwing Fits podcast? We used to be filling upwards at Barstool. Dan came on recently, had a blast. Would love to do the same with you, Best James.
Should I imitate Portnoy?
Do whatever you want.
How quick did it take him to respond?
I sent that at 1:08 p.m. He replied back at 2:28, so an hour and 20 minutes.
All right, fuck. I didn't really workshop my Portnoy. This is Dave Portnoy to James and then me on CC. Are you the funny one or the dweeb?
That's a terrible impression.
How would you do it?
Are you the funny one or the dweeb?
We're not known for our impressions.
Are you the funny one or the dweeb?
I'll let you read your response.
I'm like, okay, you're fucking racist, I assume. So I'm assuming that you think that the white guy's the chuckle fuck is the funny guy.
This is not the response, by the way.
I just said, probably the dweeb.
Do you want to then imitate me replying to both of you guys now?
Presume 41 here. It would be an honor to have a president make his triumphant return. Let us know, boss. Cheers, Lawrence.
Portnoy.
That's you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only...
Spot on.
The only
10 out of 10.
The only impression worse than both of our Portnoys. Okay, Portnoy.
This is where it takes a turn.
Get that fatso who trashed me on with me and I'll come on.
Fatso spelled with a Z. Which is, I've never seen. That's regional. That must be a Boston thing.
Fatso with an S-O.
Yeah.
I had no idea who he was talking about. You immediately knew.
He's talking about Scar from our the viral clip where he's like, yeah, Dave gave me a 7.7. They've been DMing me, trying to get me to do this pizza festival. I'm like, fuck no.
Right.
I was like, he's like, I don't care what score he gave me. Like,
right.
Whatever. I'm just out here doing my thing.
Probably our last, like, really, well, until Oberg. Shout out to the fucking haters and losers, of which there are many.
No.
And up until the Oberg clips, like the Scar one about dollar slices and about not giving a fuck about Dave Portnoy were like the most viral clips we'd had in a minute.
Yes.
Which you had to explain to me, and then we workshopped this reply together.
Yeah. So I said, I mean, we're not going to get Scar and Portnoy to like face off one-on-one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not even going to bother
the
Scar.
The show is about me and you.
I'm not even going to bother Scar with that like dumb ask.
No, of course not.
Dumbass ask. But yeah, I guess he just wanted to. It's like, yo, like, why don't you have Scar on your pod? Okay, so I say, I'm pretty sure Scar is getting murdered in the comments by the Stoolies. Facts. But we will 100% tee up the questions so you can respond. Happy to come to the Barstool office whenever to make this happen.
Oh, you don't want to talk? You don't want to?
No.
Okay, got it. All right. Then you followed up this morning.
Yes, that was Friday, I believe, or
Monday.
Thursday, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna like hit him on a Friday, and I'll wait till Monday morning, 8:20 in the morning. GM Dave, good morning. Should we try and make it happen this week?
Almost exactly an hour later, Dave, this morning, Monday. Nah, I got no time or interest, to be honest.
Me 7 minutes later. Sounds good.
This is a classic Portnoy email interaction from our experience having been under his employ, in that he is extremely fast in responding for the most part, and then extremely to the point, does not fucking pussyfoot around whatsoever.
You respect him, I think, because he's like, he can just like say whatever he wants, or because he's like a successful white. I respect his email style for sure, where it's just like, it's not like, hey, hope all's well, happy Monday, hope you had a great weekend, hope you're staying cool out there. Yeah. Just wanted to check in and see if potentially we wanted to. It's like, no, it's just like, it's a conversation. It's as if you're having a conversation. Or
what up,
fuckos?
Call. Hope all's bad. It's Stool Presidente. Fuck you.
Bring that fatso. Make that fatso come on. Fatzo.
I mean,
so I respect the email style for sure.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
All of your, well, actually, even both of our, like, all the self-hating shit that you and I fucking levy at ourselves aside, I will say that just immediately following up to the ask with, are you the funny one or the dweeb, is incredible. And I'm not saying that's because, like, I'm the funny one or you're the dweeb. For all we know, I'm the dweeb and you're the funny one. The Reddit has already said that you're the funny one anyway, so that's a lot of stoolies. That's a lot of stoolies commenting already. So if they have the same brain as
this hit the Reddit?
No. This, I'm just saying, the Reddit is a lot of stoolies, right?
Oh, okay.
And the Reddit has determined that you are funnier than me.
You're so stuck on that?
No. No. But if the Barstool hive mind, the more like the hive scrotum, because all these dudes are on Dave's nuts.
Yeah, for real.
If we are to believe that there is some type of linkage here in how people feel, maybe you're the funny one in Dave's eyes.
Maybe, but probably not. I think that one, it's crazy that he is so quick to email back. I think like it speaks to the narcissism and also like the thin-skinnedness that I do think that he has, where he can like he obviously does dish it, but he can't really take it.
Right.
I think that he saw the clip. He didn't reply or like publicly do anything, but he saw the clip of Scar being, "Yo, fuck that guy," or like I don't care what he scores.
And I remember us internally talking about like, should we launch this nuke because of what's going to happen, knowing what's going to happen in the comments and to Scar. Naturally, we did it. We pressed the button, and it went viral. But
yeah, but he saw it and like he's like comes back and just like just makes fun of this guy's like size. Like that's fucking classic Presidente. And I will say, I still believe that he is a little shooketh from when he came on Failing Upwards, and I don't think this happens very often because he goes on like Fox News and Tucker Gargle My Balls Son and like other Barstool pods or like Hustle and Grind pods. And everyone's just fucking slobbing his knob, whereas we're like, yo, your fit is trash, bro. Like you shop at the airport, I believe was the line that definitely sunk his battleship.
Yeah, it's funny to think that like the guy, like you're saying, who has these, who typically has superficial attacks for people, whether it's like Scar or any of his fucking enemies, like it's not that and you're right. He absolutely can dish it more than he can take it, right? He's more of a dishman than a takesman. With that said, his Achilles heel is clearly of like the superficial variety. And when he went toe to toe with two Fitzmen that he hired, it was like if you can't stand the heat, get out of the airport, All Saints.
Someone found the OG blog post, and he's like, yeah, these guys were really mean to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It is, it's one of these things where, like, you're always like, don't poke the bear when it comes to Portnoy. And obviously, we're just doing this behind the paywall for our best friends at home. I don't think you want to put the email or any part of these emails on Blastoise.
I mean, we've criticized people for posting public or private conversations publicly. And
with
I think
dead people.
I think it'd be hypocritical to be like,
yeah.
I also think it's a bit try hard. Like it's very intentional trying to poke the bear. When you're like, oh, look at the email where it's like, yo, okay, it's not illegal. I looked it up. It's not illegal necessarily unless there's like information being divulged. But to post an email conversation, I think is a little bit like, look at us.
Yeah, though I will say that's right out of his playbook too. When it comes to all the hit pieces, he's always like, "Well, you reached out with all this sincerity, and then it's a fucking takedown."
Yeah, and you know what they say?
Hit piece.
When Portnoy goes
assassination job.
When Portnoy goes low, make fun of the fact that his fiance cheated on him with a SoulCycle instructor. That's the saying.
I forgot about that. Now that he's got like that, influencer chick, that I'm sure they seem like they're in love actually. So congrats to them.
Yeah.
What's her name? Silvana.
You know it. You don't act like you don't know, bro.
Oh, I know.
You definitely have tried her like cooking recipe TikToks, haven't you?
No, I'm not on TikTok. She doesn't post them to Reels.
All right. Well, from Barstool Sports to Sports, football is fucking back, baby.
Let's
the unofficial beginning of the football season is when Hard Knocks premieres.
Absolutely.
Only one episode has come out. I guess the second week 2 drops tonight if you're listening to this on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Hard Knocks is fucking back. And yes, it's about the Jets. Yes, about Aaron Rodgers. 6 minutes in, I'm like, yo, I fuck with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, dude, 100%. Honestly,
he's so handsome.
It's not even that, bro. I'm like, and I'm
he's such a wise gray beard.
I'm in a group chat with some homies, one of which my buddy Jules, shout out Jules, is a huge Jets fan. I'm like, bro, obviously we're a New York Football Giants podcast, but in terms of my AFC team now, I'm gangrene. I am loving Hard Knocks.
I didn't think
I would.
I've never been the Giants fan that's like, yo, fuck the Jets. I hate the Jets. It's just like, because I felt bad for them.
They're pathetic.
Yeah, it's like, you're doing good, little buddy.
Yeah, oh, congrats.
You're doing good.
You're blowing up. That's good. Fantastic. This team looks beast, bro.
I don't know about beast, but I do think that Rodgers.
Are you joking me?
Rodgers is goated for sure. And then, like, psychedelic-induced ego death looks great on this guy.
Yeah, he does look
just
fantastic.
Chilling. He's smoking weed with Sauce Walker, like Sauce Gardner.
Sauce
Walker.
I was surprised at how the Sauce image, which is just like the most, like the new Deion Sanders, just like a flexed up rapper who happens to play cornerback.
Right.
Basically a cornerback that operates not just like a receiver, but like the top receiver in the league.
Yeah.
What a fucking responsible young man graduating because he promised his mom. Like, shout out that guy. And just honestly, like, I think like very cerebral in the way that he approaches the game. And bro, I know Hard Knocks is all fucking spin. It's all PR, but dude, I'm in, bro.
You've watched it since the beginning, right?
I don't know if I've ever missed a season.
Okay. It is like what it is now is the team that has the most compelling storylines with Aaron Rodgers, going through like whatever the offseason. I mean, did he do a Nazi salute with the Hitler haircut? I don't know.
No way. He's not a Nazi. He's just a fucking clown.
Yeah.
In terms of pseudoscience.
And he was right about the vaccine all along. But like obviously, okay, he's a compelling guy, especially like when he went fucking psycho and his private life was like put on blastoids and got out of Green Bay and everything.
Yep.
New York is obviously like the Jets are just a huge team in terms of just like the landscape because they're in New York.
It's the biggest market.
But early Hard Knocks was much more of a documentary, and this is true of like other sports doc series that blow up, like the F1 show. Early on, they don't have access to like the A-list talent, and they're kind of like taking a more realistic, objective look at it. And yes, it's like NFL filmed, HBO Sports, whatever, and you had to do it with the blessing of the NFL. But in my mind, the early Hard Knocks was like slightly more. It was like a more like raw or like rougher look at like how camp can be so brutal and so cutthroat and so ruthless. And like you might have a dream and then all of a sudden like, sorry, you're fucking out of here.
A dream deferred.
Now, and we'll see because it's only been one episode, but it feels like it's really just like what team needs the PR spin the most or will like have the best resonating PR moment from this. And it's like, yeah, you go, right now it's the New York Jets. What was it last year? I forget.
It was the Lions. That's what I'm saying.
The Lions
I don't. I mean, it was supposed to be about the. From my understanding, that was like this team is going to ascend, but it was almost 1 year too soon. Whereas I think this year the Lions, everyone is, if anything, I think the hype post Hard Knocks has got to the Lions who finished strong and who now that Rodgers is out of the fucking, NFC, is that the North? NFC North?
You pronounce it North?
North, dude. Shout out Vince Staples. Can you Google what division the Lions and the Packers in? I mean, speaking of Barstool Sprouts.
But I think also like there's so much like self-awareness even in this one show. He's like, yo.
Woo! NFC North, baby.
Called it. Yo, where's Liv Schreiber at? Like, where's the voice of God? Like, everyone knows.
Sucked.
Everyone knows you're on Hard Knocks and like you're on your P's and Q's. You're like hamming it up for the cameras and you know what's happening. Whereas before it did like. It's too big and self-aware now to like be a objective look. That being said, it's still fucking get me rock hard for the return of football.
The voice of God thing, like, and shout out fucking Ray Donovan getting choppered in, but like obviously Rodgers like forced HBO's hand to make that happen. Not to mention Schreiber is a Jets fan. He's from the fucking area, seemingly like
he's Jewish.
So I think that was like if it's any other team where someone offhandedly makes a comment about me and the narrator and it's not coming from Aaron Rodgers, that request is not being honored. That to me was corny. With that said, we more than ever, right? This is the team. Like if there's no other team that you'd rather be on this season of Hard Knocks, right? This is the fucking moment. And shout out to HBO Sports. Shout out to the NFL for fucking getting this done. Because for me, even as a Giants fan, and I would love to know what's happening at camp right now, especially with all the Saquon drama and everything, this is the team that I want to watch more than any other, and we fucking got it. So
and
for me,
you'll be able to watch them on CBS every Sunday.
yeah, must see. This is must see TV for me.
What? Oh yeah, Hard Knocks. Yes,
Yeah.
The Jets playing. I don't know.
Well, listen, if there's not a time conflict, well, one, I'm a cord cutter, so I have limited access to what I can watch, which is just like 4 games max a week. I will be watching Jets games, and I will be rooting for the Jets.
Well, they don't ever have time conflicts.
That's
you know
not
that as
true.
a New York resident, you can have there's the Jets at 1 and the Giants at 4. Like that, those are the 2 games you could see.
You're telling me
they
they've never
Sunday night game.
They never play in the same slot. That never happens.
I think that they take great pains to not do that.
Oh, well then again,
Because
shout out the NFL again.
You only get as a New York resident in the area, you only get access to those 2 games, and then the national games like Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday night.
Fucking who's out here criticizing the NFL, the No Fun League? Look at these guys; they're so fucking sweet and thoughtful for such a big market.
Are you watching the quarterback show? On
Fuck
Netflix?
no, dude.
Why
I
not?
don't. We talked about this briefly because I have no interest in any of those fucking bozos.
You said the same fucking thing about Aaron Rodgers, and look at you. You're just out here capping. And
what?
look, when they're with their families and shit, I'm fast forwarding to that. But
I don't care.
when Mahomes is breaking down him calling an audible, he's like, "Yeah, I saw this defense, and I saw this in film, and so I knew that if I had this guy go in motion, then break out right, that it was going to be a no brainer." That is fire, and that's actual in season shit, not them goofing around during camp.
But all 3 of those guys, Cousins, Mariota, and fucking Mahomes, skill aside, no personality. So I don't give a. And to use a Portnoy phrase, which I believe you say about Bill Simmons, the charisma of an ant. I do not care. Whereas Rodgers, pseudoscience, fucking Rogan, head-ass shit aside, good looks aside, I find him to be charming, and that's someone who I do want to watch. I know that's not in season, so that's how I feel about the quarterback.
Mariota is a fucking bitch. Kirk Cousins comes off even weirder and whinier and
religious freak, bro.
Religious,
That's why.
he sings Jesus hymns and shit. He's not likable at all, and he comes off like a little bitch. He's blaming other people on the team and shit. Mahomes, I do think comes off well, and while he he isn't known for his personality, I think that it definitely helps his case a little bit with this show. And again, it's about watching the fucking in-season action, and you get to see him win the Super Bowl. And walk through his when they get injured and they're screaming and writhing in pain on the field. That shit you don't see or don't get to hear.
No,
so
unless you're just fucking watching it in person.
the third leg of this football triumvirate that you and I have, I guess you've only done 2. We've experienced this past week. Oh fuck, is the Johnny Manziel doc.
Awesome.
Untold, ESPN.
No,
Johnny
Netflix.
Football, Netflix,
Yeah.
Untold.
Well, it's Netflix's fake 30 for 30, which again, until you kind of put me on and was like, "Yo, watch this Jake Paul thing," I would have completely dismiss it. Probably would have watched the Manziel one either way, mainly because of the association with the boy.
Drake.
Yeah, and I want to say, it was cool to see some of that stuff, like Drake being on Take Care, really tight afro, snapback backwards. Drake gone for his take and be like, "Yeah, it's my fucking guy."
Yeah, bro.
Top season.
We're gonna be friends for such a long time. I'm such a loyal guy.
Woo!
I'm such a loyal guy. I'm gonna be friends with Johnny Football for mad long.
You
bro.
said Manziel's an OVO tattoo.
I think so.
That's crazy.
One of my favorite internet clips is him just going, "I can't hear you. There's too much money in my fucking hand."
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Well, what was sad to me is that I will never, ever criticize anybody for living their life the way that they want to, and for, burying certain elements, emotional elements deep down, using drugs and alcohol, because I do the same thing. I fully expected it to be I'm Johnny Manziel, and now I'm sober, and he's still beer bonging.
Spoilers ahead, for sure. But yeah,
spoilers. I mean,
because I think that it is surprising, how it ends.
Yeah, that he's just still Johnny Football.
Well,
he's still the guy.
He's
besides not stepping foot on the field.
So it's 58 minutes long. At 54 minutes in, he hits rock bottom. And then where he's he shows up at his parents' house. He's like, "I got no one's concerned." And then it's well, I think he's okay now. So hopefully he doesn't continue fucking up his entire life. Meanwhile, he's still drinking. Like
with the boys.
in present day, he's still like drinking like Stella Artois and shit.
In Scottsdale,
He's opening a
Arizona, on the
bar.
course. Yeah, he's the man, dude.
The craziest part was when he was leading up to the combine.
Yeah.
Where his agent, who by the way needs his own reality show, his agent is like,
Yeah.
yo,
That guy rocks, dude.
stay sober, please. Please stay sober.
I'm begging you, dude. Do one thing for me.
Like, I need you to just like lock yourself in a fucking cave and then show up at the combine and like perform
'Cause
well,
they're
and
gonna
then,
drug
and then
test
you'll
the fuck
go
out of
and then
you.
you'll go first round.
Yeah.
So it's literally the plot of the movie Flight with Denzel Washington.
Oh,
where it's like
right,
you just got to keep him sober for 1 week
Mm.
until he shows up at this like marquee event. And Johnny can't do it. Johnny wakes up somewhere in the Hollywood Hills. He's like, I mean, it's definitely coke, right? He's like, yeah, I don't think I can pass the
I
drug
think it
test.
was weed.
Well, then he's like, yeah, I started doing mad coke after he like flamed out of the NFL.
Yeah, but
And Perkies? No, Oxys.
yeah, oxys for sure. He said he was the coke and oxys when he was like basically just like on his Hollywood Johnny football shit. I assumed that the combine thing was, and listen, I'm sure, but coke is in and out of your system, so I've been told. But when it comes to
Yeah,
drugs,
but this was like the night before. Like he showed up still hammered to like his interviews.
I think the bigger issue was weed, though. It's like, honestly, how many of these guys are failing fucking weed? I feel like every year there's a major prospect.
I don't think it's weed, bro.
Well, either
I don't
way,
think it's weed. You don't go to a fucking Hollywood Hills party where like A-list actors like, I actually smoked some dank kush. You know, you were fucking boofing lines.
I saw a lot of this shit like clipped out on like Twitter because like, I mean, Johnny, even to this day, right, as a guy who doesn't play, like he still, I think, like, has so many people's attention because of like how fast the star rose and how far it fucking fell off like immediately. What do you say? Dizzying highs, terrifying lows, like that. The biggest bummer for me, outside of the fact that like he doesn't have his shit together, though again, I'm not here to judge, was his best friend, right? The manager who like was all involved in the whole like autographs for money fucking
and who invented the greatest lie about his backstory of all time, which is like, oh no, Johnny's flying private planes because his family's rich.
Because he's rich, not because we're making hundreds of thousands of dollars selling autographs.
Yeah, because his dad's an oil baron.
So you're watching this doc, and it's like it would almost be like, okay, like they're doing a documentary about James, right? And I'm getting my fucking screen time, and I'm talking about the good old days, fashion bros throwing fits, and then like at about 3/4 of the way through, you're just like, oh yeah, like I completely cut that dude off, and then I stopped talking to him the day after, like he, fell on the sword for me.
Yeah,
I was like, damn,
some
dude,
shit went down.
Yeah, so that guy's just now just like he's reliving his glory days, like all the shit with like, oh my god, dude, the Dream Book, and it says get mentioned in the Drake song, and then draft day, Johnny Manziel,
make $1 million.
5 years later, how am I the man still? Outro music, draft day, great song.
I don't know, because we are going to talk about the GOAT Asian rappers of all time.
Sorry.
I will say that Johnny Football is just like a goated nickname.
Oh, incredible.
Like, the brand is fucking brolic, bro. But yeah, it really was just like, he's like, yeah, I fucking almost died and I wanted to kill myself. And
oh, yeah, right.
He's like, but I'm feeling pretty good now. So
And
like, we'll see.
And he's beer bonging with his boys and playing darts. I mean, at the end of the day, like, yeah, don't kill yourself. There's always another
Don't
game
kill
of-
yourself. You're so sexy, Johnny Football.
There's always another fucking beer to bong and dart to throw with the homies.
The homie saved his life.
As you chill, fucking, next to the green on a golf course in Scottsdale, Arizona.
There he was. He's in the Dale.
He's in the Dale. One other thing that I forgot about was that freshman year when he wins the only true freshman ever win a Heisman. Incredible. I believe, though, someone else did that since him. But either way, he's the first to do it. They go 11-2. That second year before he declares, they were just 8-4. They were just trash.
Well, because he was like he became a monster.
Right.
He became a real piece of shit.
But like that's and obviously he's an Aggie legend forever, and that's how it opens up with him being inducted into the Aggie Hall of Fame. But yeah, fucking, I forgot that second year was just a complete and utter disappointment. And then he fucking dipped to Cleveland.
Bro, he struck while the iron was hot.
Yeah, which is what you got to do, even though he did fucking fall in that draft.
Yeah.
Yo, fucking Blake Bortles went number 2 in that draft.
No.
Shout out PMT.
Just retired? I don't know. Also seeing Manti Te'o with that haircut.
Bro.
Which I'm sure you saw that, watched that doc too.
Yeah, and knowing that like he's going through it also.
Yeah.
Who would you rather be, Manti Te'o or Johnny Football?
How they ended up?
No, just everything.
Or just in their story?
I'd rather be Johnny Football.
I'd rather be Johnny Football.
Of course.
I mean, he rose higher and fell because like
Manti Te'o had an NFL career, right? Kind of, a little bit.
Getting catfish and that guy showing back. hey man, Ty, it's me, it's your girlfriend. Like that is you're the Penn gaming of like professional football. Where that was the most sucka ass move and put on public display. We got catfished that hard.
Why do you keep saying sucka ass?
I don't know, sucka ass move.
Sucka ass move. Yeah, speaking of the W word, or the CH word in your case. Yeah, I think that when Teo got exposed, I think it was Deadspin that broke that story.
Yep.
That's really, really fucking embarrassing. And it's like, would you rather hit? Because that's different than hitting rock bottom publicly. That's just like being embarrassed publicly. Well, that's in a different way.
That's a different type of rock bottom.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know if I call that rock bottom,
bro.
It's just embarrassing, bro. He was still playing football.
Did you watch the doc? Like his life was in complete and utter shambles, and the fact, like,
I guess knowing the kind of person he was too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
religious.
I don't know. I do think that I forgot
homophobic.
I forgot also that I forgot also that Johnny Manziel, his fits when he was like Johnny Football Goes Hollywood, were like very, very, very bad.
Yeah.
He might be overlooked, I think, as one of like the worst dressed celebs of all time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he dressed full swagapino. He was
he had
was
like
absurd.
the headband, he had like the tight Amiris, he had like bomber jackets. I mean, he was like trying to be like he's like 2016 Drake.
Yeah, but it just doesn't hit the same though. Obviously, speaking of worst dressed celebs of all time, I mean that's like one of the easiest punchlines about Drake is that like his style phases have been pretty horrendous, and if anything, Drake's always been like, as we've said before, like a little late to the party to be nice about it.
Well, America loves a swaggy white boy, and they fell in love with Johnny Football. Same reason why they love Drake, another swaggy white boy. But speaking of back from the fucking dead, Lil Tay, bro.
Yeah, can you explain who Lil Tay is to me?
So I don't know. So when I saw that Lil Tay died, I was like, "Oh damn, fuck!" And I thought that it was somebody else. I thought that it was another little Asian girl who was known as Ling Ling.
Racist.
Very racist.
Know that you confused Ling Ling for Lil Tay.
Yeah,
and Ling Ling. Well,
Ling Ling was not her name. Ling Ling was the racist name that the internet conferred upon her, where she's this like little Vietnamese girl from Houston, I want to say. Her dad is a jeweler who like is a great Instagram follow. He's just like this like big fat Asian guy that's like, you know what it is, man. It's Johnny boy, man.
So he's just fat fake Johnny Dang.
Yeah, but he actually is like also very iced out and like successful and
Johnny boy, mine.
Former gang member turned success story.
Oh, that's cool.
What is his actual IG? But anyway, so he started posting her, and then Jimmy X Boy. Let me just play his shit real quick.
Wait, he's a rapper too? Mine. Yeah. Oh, this guy rocks, dude. Yeah. Okay, I've seen that guy before.
So I was like, oh no, Ling Ling, damn. Where she would just be like this like little Asian girl, like Vietnamese girl. She was like 4 years old, just like rapping like crazy in like her dad's fucking Bentley truck, whatever, with huge sacks of cash. Lil Tay, I think, is like the ultimate industry plant, and I could be wrong, where she was just a manufactured social media sensation, where like her kind of like fucked up, maybe abusive parents or relatives were just like, yo, you're gonna like do this crazy shit on Instagram,
right? And
just be this little girl. I don't even know if she raps, or if you're just gonna act like a rapper and just flex crazy jewels and money and cars on Instagram,
right?
And you're just gonna go crazy viral. And now she has 3 million followers, and obviously her death was like a news item or fake death.
Yeah. Wait. So that and really, when I asked, who she was, is there any music out? Was she actually a rapper?
No.
Or was just posturing as one on socials?
Well, now it's like, yo, you become famous and then you become a rapper. That's the new shit, right? Like Whoa Vicky. Or Bad Barbie is maybe another like better example of
Bad Baby.
Bad Baby. You become a social media sensation for playing with race, for transcending, assumptions based on what you look like.
For being a ratchet ass.
For extrapolating another stereotype and placing it upon yourself and, passing as that or trying to pass as that. Like, Whoa Vicky saying that she could say the N-word. Remember that? And she married Boonk. Remember Boonk?
They got married?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. They're no longer. Speaking of rock, they're no longer married. Honestly, man, is love even real anymore?
Boonk found Jesus.
If they couldn't last, who can? Yeah, I remember that. I will say, in terms of cultural appropriation, this is something that I threw down in our shared notes, is that I do think that of a lot of races that profit off of each other, I think the cultural exchange between Asians and blacks is very strong, in that you have Asian people that love to act black. I mean, we could walk out the door right now. If you and I want to see an Asian person say the N-word, you just walk out the door in New York, right? That's gonna happen.
Yeah, but you could say that of white people.
And on the well, it's not as bad as like Boston or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then on the other side of the coin, look at every black nerd. They're otakus, right? Anime, fucking
waifus, video games,
waifu body pillows, etc. So to me, it's like, that's kind of a fair trade to some degree. I think that's a respect.
I wish that it was more explicitly respectful. I think that when you see like Asian people acting quote unquote black, it's always like there's a healthy distrust there, if not explicit hatred. In some instances, and in other instances, it's all fucking gravy, right?
Oh,
but
there's
I do think
racist Asian people, by the way.
No fucking shit.
I'm saying more of like Asian people pretending they're black because they love black culture so much. That's what.
Yeah, but I don't think that's rarer than like white people doing that.
I see what you're saying.
At all.
Well,
like,
just
look at Johnny Football.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like for sure. I mean, growing up, going to a predominantly Asian high school, like it was all Asian kids just like pretending to be black.
Yeah.
But then also hating black people.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah, that's being a race carpetbagger.
Yeah.
Or
a race hypocrite.
A race profiteer. A race hypocrite. Yeah,
exactly.
Wait, so in terms of, well, as the AAPI representative of the only podcast that matters, when it comes to actual Asian rappers, because I want to move off and by the way, who do we think made up do you think Lil Tay, real quick, was actually hacked, or do you think this is another stunt by her parents who are clearly, using her for money?
Probably by her parents, which is so I mean, I know we talked about this when like I forget who died and everyone's just like posting, they're like, oh, it was Sponto.
Oh shit.
And everyone's posting their like DMs and like text messages and shit and like email correspondence. But imagine your death is faked and everyone just calls you, because I guess that's the thing, is like people like call you and like leave one last voicemail. Imagine you're just getting those calls, or like you're getting those voicemails and those texts like, yo, bro, like we never got to fucking have a catch. Like, I'm so mad that we should have spent more time together. It's like, yo, I'm still here.
Yeah, I know that for her, and she even, I think, said this, it was incredibly traumatic. Yo, it's honestly my dream, bro. Because I wanna see like,
yo, everyone, breaking news, Lawrence died. So
don't you
hit his DMs and tell him how much you meant to him.
Speaking of like,
he meant to you.
No pun intended. Morbid curiosity. Isn't there a part of you that the most narcissist part of you that wants to know how you would be eulogized and talked about if everyone presumed you were dead? It's like I think it's a fantasy that a lot of people have, right?
To that extent, to me, it's more like, yo, like, yeah, call your mom, like, tell her you love her, like,
okay, that's different.
Hold her hand, like, give her a hug.
Assuming your mom's not 14 years old, because like in her case, like no one expected a 14-year-old girl to be like, and she's dead.
What?
Lil Tay, 14.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying like,
call your mom because your mom might actually die.
You're not following my logic. You're saying if you died, or like, wouldn't you want to imagine how the reaction would be if you died? And it's like, I don't want people like singing my praises and like, oh, his legacy was how much our legacy he owned. I want it to. It's more like his
legacy was our legacy.
His legacy was our legacy. It's more like like the homies being like, yo, I love you.
I don't even mean my friends. I would hope my family and friends would be like, we loved you so much. I'm more like, how would the public remember it?
not well.
Apparently not, especially now that I'm saying it out loud.
In terms of, so like, obviously the Asian black culture exchange is very strong. I do think that there's like animosity and like obviously issues both past, present, and future. But I do think that there are Asian rappers that are like do make good fucking music. And you ask me who are like the GOAT Asian rappers. I mean, there's the obvious ones, right?
Such as, like, for example,
Keith Ape, G-Dragon. Right?
Keith Ape, wait, is G-Dragon a rapper?
I think so.
Keith Ape was Underwater Squall.
Yeah.
Orca Gang. What happened to him? He was fire.
I don't know, but G-Dragon has like his own...
And Keith Ape was a reference to Bape.
To Bape,
not
yeah.
A racist
well, the whole...
thing, right?
No, the whole video for that was like Bape camo motif.
Underwater Squall. That shit fucking rocked, dude. That was like a viral smash when we were at Complex.
I think Ferg got on the remix.
I mean, who better?
But I know that you first got into hip hop in your 20s.
Oh, okay.
When you're first introduced to Little Wayne.
Well, it was hip hop's birthday, and I was drunk, and I felt compelled to get my hashtag hip hop 50 off. It was pretty corny that I did that.
Yes, your Instagram stories have been something to behold of late.
Really?
I don't know. It's
That
just like,
high of praise from you? Normally, you
oh,
would not
that
even
was
mention-
that was a dig.
No, I understand, but like normally, it's almost like you're on your Don Draper shit. Like you didn't even. You think they're well? Listen, bro. I'm just really.
Did you watch a movie 2 times in a row?
Oh, so good, bro. Do you want me to? Should I go off real quick?
Very quickly, please. So you watched the movie, it finished, and you watched it again.
No, I waited. I waited a day, but it was
Okay.
I did not watch a movie in between. But I watched. So
I guess I did that with like.
William Friedkin died, right? The director.
Okay.
Most famously, the director of The French Connection. He won Best Oscar for Best Director, and that won Best Picture, whatever.
There's some
And-
great clips of him going around just like shit talking.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Pacino.
Yeah, because he directed Pacino and Cruising. And then not obviously, he also directed The Exorcist, To Live and Die in L.A., but there was a movie of his that I had never seen called Sorcerer, that is a remake of a very famous movie called Wages of Fear. It really was sticking with me so hard that I was like, yep, I need to rewatch it. And my rental was still active, so I ran it back. It was only 4 hours of my weekend.
Oh, okay, yeah. No.
Yeah. And the other time was spent getting drunk and posting about Lil Wayne.
Yeah. So
And by the way, I had like, for example, I have memories of listening to the Black Album with my boys in high school, and like, I was into the Beastie
No,
Boys
you were
like any
listen-
other white Jew. But in terms of like
You're
what
listening
made
to-
me a
you're
hip hop
listening-
fan, the Carter 2, as a college freshman, as I've said a million times,
All right,
truly
fine.
changed my life.
great. We also had the IG story. While you were listening to Saves the Day and fucking Pavement or whatever other
No,
like,
I wasn't a
emo-ass
pavement guy,
shit.
but Saves the Day, great call. Love
Cool.
Saves the Day.
The Ataris or whatever, Incubus. When you're on your Incubus shit, this was like Kazaa days or Kazaa Napster.
Mhm.
One of the biggest Asian rap songs was the song called "Got Rice Bitch" by AZN Pride. AZN, and it was the first
Did they
time
put pride in the name. Yikes.
AZN Pride. It was to the tune of Tupac's Changes. It was like, "Got rice, bitch. Got rice. Do you have anything that is nice?" I forget how the rest of it goes.
That's a banger.
It was a fucking banger.
I
It
remember.
was like a viral banger.
Was Jin always in the Rough Riders, or did Jin win?
No, so that's the other thing is that when you were fucking working at Hollister listening to Saves the Day,
Yeah.
Jin, especially as an Asian kid, that was crazy when he went on the Freestyle Friday
Yes.
run. I
Mhm.
think 7 weeks, maybe
Yeah.
13 weeks. I forget what it was. That was like run home, must-see TV, 4:30, BET, where it was like, it was some Asian pride shit. Whereas like, but it was also really fucking good and really funny. Where it's like, check your Timbs, they probably say made in China.
Yeah.
Your girl got my egg roll in her mouth. So obviously Jin, and then when he won, I think it was like he got the chain, like the Hall of Fame, whatever, and he's like announced, he's like, yo, also I'm a member of Rough Riders.
He got signed to Rough Riders. I remember the debut single because I remember this happening as like a cultural moment. Obviously, not for me, not like the must-see TV like it was for you, and that's totally understandable.
But it was also, again, it was not just that he was Asian. Like people were like, yo, like, oh, Freestyle Friday, this guy's like won like 6 weeks in a row now. Like, oh, is he gonna win week number 7?
my coarse memory of the Jin run, unfortunately, and maybe this is because I'm like a white hater, was when the first single came out, I'm gonna teach you how to speak Chinese or whatever that one. I just remember being like, oh, that's disappointing. Like he was.
Oh, yeah, no,
better. That sucked. That song.
No,
sucked.
his music sucked. But apparently he then stopped and went and became kind of like a grinder musician journeyman in China.
Oh,
And
shit.
Is like finding
Literally the NBA route.
yeah, he's finding some like success there. I mean, as of a few years ago. But I gotta say, there's a very swaggy Japanese guy, and like obviously I don't fucking know Asian rappers. Like I'm sure there's mad Asian rappers that I just like. I'm sure Lil Uzi thinks that they are Asian at this point. JP the Wavy is a very swaggy Japanese rapper. Tyga
Nicki Minaj, Onika
depends.
Minaj.
She's her Caribbean ethnicity
Oh,
is
she's from Trinidad.
yeah. So
And Tobago?
so I think her dad has some like Indian. Her dad has some like Indian heritage in his family. But it's like, yeah, are you talking about South Asians?
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of Indians, people forget India in Asia. Punjabi MC, friend of the show, Heems,
Riz Ahmed
The
from
Sweatshop
from
Boys.
Pakistan.
Yeah. Punjabi MC might be the GOAT Asian rapper.
No, absolutely not.
No?
No.
Bro.
Okay, well, I thought you were just talking East Asian because it's Lil Tay shit.
Yeah, I'm talking about fucking, listen, bro, you went to college for geography.
Yeah.
You know maps better than anybody.
But it's all maps are political, bro. So culturally speaking, when you say
touche.
in America,
Damn.
when you say Asian, you're talking East Asian typically. If you're in Britain, you're talking South Asian, like Pakistan.
You know who I'm not talking about?
What?
And this was always the thing that and I remember when Moy would write for 4 Pins and he would be dropping his bangers. He would have and he had we've said this before. There were some things that were like his kind of go-tos, right? Like the Moy hits, play the hits, right? One of which was that he hated when rappers would talk about smoking and then their eyes look Chinese. And he would, and rightfully so, as a Chinese guy, would fucking call that out. Though I will say, there is a Lil Wayne line. Do you remember this? Where on the Drought 3, Lil Wayne goes, I don't want to be right if getting high is wrong. My eyes so low, I look like I'm from Hong Kong. Racist, but specific. And that's why he's the GOAT. But anyway,
Okay.
I say all this to say a GOAT Asian rapper, the WOAT Asian rapper is not Asian at all. And that's your guy, R.I.P., Chinks Drugs.
I can't believe you just said that word.
Well,
You can't say it, bro.
It's a proper noun.
You can't.
And
I don't know.
and the funniest thing about him is, if you remember, he changed.
Also, he's not the woke rapper. Feelings is a fucking banger.
No,
what are you talking
the
about?
WOAT Asian rapper because he has a slur in his name.
Oh, well, I can say it. You can't say it.
And-
And you said it. That's insane.
And it's a proper noun.
Robbie, clip it out.
And what's crazy is that if you
Would you
remember,
say-
hold on real quick. If you remember, he changed his name.
I don't
And he
remember this.
dropped the drugs portion and then just kept the slur.
Oh, that's right.
That's crazy.
Wait, so when you request Chinks Drugs featuring French Montana Feelings, you go up to the DJ and go, yeah, hey, play Chinks Drugs?
no.
What do you say?
I would say play Chinks featuring French Montana
Damn, bro.
Feelings. That's his name. What am I supposed to say?
Okay,
See drugs?
what's the character?
Also, by the way,
what's the character's name in Adventures of Huckleberry Finn? The guy that gets on the raft. What's his name?
Jim. Right? Yeah, Jim. Like you. No, but here's the thing. The way it's spelled with the X, is that a slur? I guess actually should we give him flowers and credit, R.I.P., by the way. Whether that's peace or piss is up to you. Is the X, is it a slur?
I think that you trying to riff out you saying Chinks is just like, I'm just going to watch you hang yourself.
Whoa.
Yeah, give yourself your own rope, brother.
When that song, for example, was on the radio and it was everywhere. Well, that was his name.
Remember when you kept trying to get Harry Hill to be like, yo, but what if Taylor Swift sucked your dick, bro? That's what's happening
I
right
still
now.
want to know.
That's what's happening right now.
Still want to know what would happen if Taylor Swift sucked his dick.
Cool. Jackie Chain. That's my answer for GOAT Asian rapper.
Beautiful hair.
Yeah, he's like a weed farmer now.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
think he's up in Humboldt County, like actually successfully running like a weed farm and brand.
Wait, am I honestly going to get canceled? Was that like me saying a slur? Because
I don't think you're gonna get canceled, but I think
that's his name.
I think you trying to riff out just saying Chinks to me repeatedly isn't great.
No. When that song was ringing off, and honestly,
Read the room.
should
It's
that-
just two people in the room.
when that song was ringing off in the
You're not
city,
gonna riff your way out of this one.
when that song was ringing out in the 5 boroughs.
By
right?
who? Mr. Drugs in French Montana?
Okay, all right. No, Mr. Drugs and Mr. Montana.
Yeah.
And and everyone is talking about this song. You're telling me that everyone didn't, whether it was Funk Flex or your fucking boy, everyone just called him by his name, which I don't know if I even put together because I'm a white person who has horse blinders on all the time.
On his big round eyes.
On his giant round eyes. I don't even think it was it supposed to be, was that, okay, is his name, when he named himself.
Yo, you need to exit this riff expeditiously.
Eject?
Yeah.
I don't know what
You're just talking in circles.
What are you supposed to call him?
Well, I don't know. I can call him Chinks Drugs. I don't know. You gotta sit down and do the work.
I gotta sit my white ass down and figure it out.
The goat Asian slur line in rap is chingy. My eyes it's ludicrous. My eyes chinky. I'm with Chingy at the Holiday Inn.
I'm with Chingy. When your dad raps Holiday Inn, his favorite rap song, what does he
He just
do?
goes, I'm at the Holiday Inn, and does like this like racist dance.
Oh,
it's wild.
But racist for black people, not racist against Chinese people.
Yeah.
Or Asian people generally. I mean, he married an Asian woman. How can James's dad be racist? He married a Japanese woman.
Yeah.
Come on. Use your fucking brain. Do the math.
I hate this.
Wait, really?
It's just, you're doing that thing where it's just like, bro, stop.
Oh, all right.
Where you're just doing this.
No, I'm
You're sucking your own dick. You're chasing your own tail.
I'm chasing
Trying to
my
like
dick.
funny your way out of it. It's just not happening.
It's not. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the funny one. I'm the racist one.
We won. Okay, you want to talk Tory Lanez or you want to talk posting funny pictures online?
Well, I think they both have to do with just like bald dudes
I know.
taking L's.
Do you think Tory Lanez so the only thing of note here really is that he got his hair loss doctor to like write him a referral letter, like a character, like he's an upstanding character, which like how low do you have to go when it's your baldness doctor and Iggy Azalea trying to save your ass?
I never fucked with Tory Lanez at all, even the boy cosigns aside. What I didn't realize, because when I was reading his non-apology statement, was that he calls his fans the Umbrellas.
I don't
Well, I don't know what that's in reference to, and that's the corniest. That's even cornier than shooting a woman in the foot.
It doesn't even sound good. The one thing I respect is that he made merch. He immediately made free Tory Lanez merch, and probably raised like a ton of money. Which that's the move now, right? You get indicted or charged or whatever, and you make merch and you fucking cake. Like, look at
he's
Trump.
about to have no revenue stream, presumably. I don't know how many songs he has in the fucking chamber. I don't particularly find him to be that good of a musical artist, rapper, or whatever, because I think he also sings. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be no revenue stream for 10 years. Maybe less with good behavior.
He'll get out before, and then I'm sure that his first day out song will be huge, and I guess the Umbrellas will like fuck with him.
Oh, speaking of Umbrellas, next week we have Amine
yes.
on the show,
Amine.
an instant classic, and there's a lot of talk about Umbrellas.
He does not fuck with Umbrellas. The product to protect yourself from the rain, not like the Tory Lanez fans that call themselves the Umbrellas.
No,
Amine on the podcast, 2 hours of honestly just a great time. Just a really fun time.
He was one of those guys that you know before or guests before they show up, you're like, well, I guess this is. I'm speaking for myself. I'm like, damn, I want this guy to be like, this fucking rocks. I love these dudes. They're my new best friends. Normally does not happen.
No,
I feel like we fucking stuck the landing with this one. He was having a great time. It's gonna come through in the content, and hopefully that will not be the last time of me and you kicking it with our new fucking BFF Amine.
Bestie. I mean, the K Tronada album. Or Kate Tremine album, I really enjoy that, and
it's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't necessarily like a big like Amine listener or knew that much what was going on. I was like, this guy wears Arc'teryx, pretty cool. He like dresses like he has fun. He's not like a serious like Balenciaga type guy. And then he came through and he was just fucking the best and lovely and down to clown. And like as the pod grows, as the guests' names get bigger and bolder and of a higher caliber and more mass and more pop, I think there is that risk where it's like, you might have on a Jonas brother and their media training might kick in and they might be like protective and, little like, whoa, I don't want to put myself out there that much. And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's just like, then you shouldn't come on this podcast maybe. Or like,
we got hoodwinked on that one.
I don't think hoodwinked, but it's like,
no.
And I don't know if that's a racist term, but it's like, the down to clownness is gonna go down as like as the caliber of the name goes up,
I think it was a two-way street with Frankie Boy, in that like the way it happened through Diplo and then him following us on socials and this like idea that we had, where like we're about to book the coolest Jonas, and then he comes through, and I didn't like, and I saw some people talking about in the Discord, but this whole idea of like. I didn't know this. I don't know about you. Literally, like, the world does not know how many nieces and nephews he has, and he can't talk about it because that's how protective his brothers are. So when we're just trying to, like, riff with, I guess you could say, limited information, so maybe it's our fault as the host, it's like, oh, this isn't going anywhere because, like, it'll never go anywhere because he, like, not legally, but, like, he is bound to secrecy by a blood brother's oath with the other Jonases.
That's us not knowing or not. Maybe not realizing like how big the Jonas Brothers are. Like they are Drake to like white girls, to like basic white. They're to like male Taylor Swift. And then to have like actual pop culture royalty in the building. I guess like we were maybe unprepared for like how secretive some of the shit had to be, or how unprepared he was to like speak about the stuff we wanted to know, which is like, are you the Funkle?
Yeah,
or whatever.
Or
anyway,
or like which one of your fucking famous sister-in-laws is like a fun hang?
But Amine he came in like no pretentiousness. He came in at 11 a.m. I want to say.
Yeah, I mean he was doing a full press run that day, of which we won't say what other stuff he did because we don't diss you, we dismiss you. But we got and shout out our boy fucking Nick, dude, the king, who set this up. Apparently we were the highlight. We were the highlight of the press junket, the press trip.
So anyway, that episode comes out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Shorts on Friday. I don't know. It's a good one.
Damn.
Okay, let's get off Tory Lanez and let's bring the camera back on ourselves. So this weekend, you and I each posted a fun selfie on IG story, and I don't know why. Okay, I posted a photo of me with a TikTok filter where I'm fucking bald, but not just bald, like really.
No, balding.
Yeah, not like bicked up, like looking good, like really bad balding.
Mm-hmm.
Where I saw, I don't know, I just saw the filter. I like took a photo, and then I've gotten a group chat, and like we all posted it, and like no one looks good with this shit.
That's the whole point.
And then
right?
like my girlfriend did one. It was horrendous. Like other people's like partners start doing it. It was fucking crazy. And then I just posted it, and it literally was the most viewed IG story I've ever posted.
A lot of shares.
Because I don't know what the stats
Wait, your
are.
most viewed ever of all
Most
time.
viewed ever. Like, yeah, for real, like definitely.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, I thought it was funny, and like some people were like, I mean, I think most people understood that it was a filter, and then like, I guess,
Yeah. Like I don't versus you wearing a wig or a toupee normally.
I don't post that much shit of my face on IG because I'm not like a big selfie person, or like I don't like having the camera on myself, especially when you're wifed up. Like you don't need to put yourself out there like that.
That's how you justify it? So you'd
Well-
only put yourself out there when you're trying to get pussy?
No, but like enough of that happens with like throwing fits, where it's like this fit pic goes up today.
Oh,
My
I
face
see,
is
I
on this
see.
YouTube shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't need.
Damn.
I'm not out here. Like I don't even know. This goes back to like dressing 3 minutes before I go out the door. Like I haven't looked at myself in the mirror that much recently. I don't really know what the fuck I look like.
We joke about the duality of man. We are so different, dude.
Yeah.
Like, literally, can I be honest with you? Well, one is my first comment when I saw that was, "This is hilarious, your picture." And then, like, I make a joke at my own expense, like, that's the Larry filter, because, like, God forbid I didn't take Propecia, I would probably look like that. But the more embarrassing thing is that I literally was like, oh, Jimmy saw me do a little hair grooming centric selfie, and he wanted to hop on the bandwagon.
I didn't want to say this, but I was like, there's Larry, Duality Man, making my photo of myself about him.
Oh, when I replied originally.
Yeah.
But you got to admit, that is... All right, let me ask you this.
Because I don't know. I don't see you as the bald guy. You're
Thank you.
You're the greasy, slick back hair
I'm the
piece
racist
of
guy.
shit. Yeah.
Who says the CH word.
Yeah.
Did anyone, and I'm sure it had to have happened, were people like, yo, nice Larry filter?
Of like the 100 replies, just nice round number, maybe like 3.
Okay.
The rest were like
I'll take it.
the rest were like Tiger Woods headshot, Tiger Woods mugshot.
Mugshot.
Or people were like, "Yo, I thought this was real for a second.
Which is racist.
No, because his hair is like somebody like finally sent me the photo, and I was like, "Whoa, I forgot how bad this was."
If I posted that photo, or excuse me, if I posted a photo with that filter, no one says Tiger Woods headshot to me.
They're
Or
like,
mugshot.
They're like, "Oh, he took the metalwood hat off."
Yeah, dude. I mean, that is legitimately, honestly, my dad probably wishes he has that hair because he's full, what's it called, horseshoe.
The cul-de-sac.
Yeah, yeah, the cul-de-sac.
The cul-de-sacs.
Which, and honestly, what you posted, that would be my future if I didn't take Propecia. I don't know, like,
crazy.
where you stand on that whole, like, whether it's the Propecia or the generic finasteride, you should get on it immediately.
Well,
God forbid.
no, I mean, I the shit was so funny.
It
And I was
hilarious.
I was like, let me smile. Let me like look real sexy at the camera.
Yeah.
Let me take this in my bed.
Yeah.
Let me zoom in real quick so you can see every nook and cranny. Bald ass filter. But yeah, you posted a mustachio.
The only
shit.
So
Like,
the only mustache love I got, one was someone said, this is the least appealing French bulldog thirst trap of all time. So it's like,
yeah, I
you
was
look
like, why
shit.
are you posting a thirst trap?
Right, which I didn't think of it like that. Then my aunt liked it. She thought it was very funny. And then another comment was a friend of the show, Antonio Ciangoli, notable mustache hater. I guess thought it was real and was like, no, not you too. And I'm like, first of all, that is, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I dream of having a mustache that thick.
Can I just
which
say,
I do not.
I didn't even really recognize that it was a mustache filter
Really?
at first.
I'm
until
flattered.
Until
There's the little filter name right up top.
I don't look at that shit.
You know who loves that filter too is our boy Luke Mook, friend of the show as well.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, it is a mustache filter. Like, it looked like just your regular shit.
Fuck, dude.
I thought you were just doing a weird thirst trap for some reason.
You know how we talked about how I want to lose enough weight to do the mustache? And then it was all these
time?
and there was all these like fake goals and a lot of people ended up, over 100 people did like that Patreon post, which is crazy. That's
really?
literally all it takes. Which again, I was like, let's not set a fucking benchmark here. Like, let me feel good about myself to do it. The other week, I was like really close, and when Jenna was sitting on the balcony as always with Georgie, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go shave, and I'm gonna come back with a mustache." And I stood in the bathroom, and I fucking pussied out. I was in there for probably like 30 minutes, like just.
Are you serious?
And I didn't do it, and I don't think I'm ready.
You start listening to Elliott Smith, Needle in the Hay, like fucking
Yeah, right.
what's his name, Richie from the
I'm more of
the
a
Royal Tenenbaums.
I'm more of a. Now, for me, my you know what I would do. Speaking of like faking your own death, getting sympathy, whatever, I would do. Oh, you know, like we ask in the afters, a song you want played at your funeral. You know what I'm going with, and you'll love this. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush, dude. That for me is the one.
That's what you're gonna kill yourself to.
Yeah,
in the bathroom.
What would you kill yourself to?
I don't know. Chingy, Holiday Inn?
Well, I guess or attempt, because in Richie Tenenbaum's case, it's an attempt.
Right. Jackie Chain, Rollin', featuring Kid Cudi.
Damn, what should the outro music be?
Jackie Chain, Rollin'.
Damn, dude, I feel like I maybe didn't have the best week, and I might have done disservice to the only podcast that matters with my. I wasn't.
What are you talking? Are we talking about your mustache filter?
No, I was talking about this accusations of racism.
Oh, it's just no. You just get in this like looping death spiral. Where it's like, bro, like,
like
stop, like just eject, cuz.
Eject, cuz. Yeah, the mustache will come when I'm ready. That's all.
So, and then something else that happened this week was Tommy Ton. I guess he just started kind of apropos of nothing. Mm-hmm. Well, big announcement coming soon. Big things coming. So we were talking to Tommy, and
he said we could say
no. It's our announcement.
Oh,
is why we started texting Tommy. Then he starts. Yeah, he's like. I think people know that he's like doing research for a book.
Multiple books. Honestly.
Multiple books. Yeah, because there's so much.
And I think one might just be a menswear book. Right?
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, he is.
He started sending us photos, street style photos of you and I,
throwbacks,
both individual and together, and me with other people, you with other people. And you, this again speaks to your own troubled mind. The question that you wanted to kind of discuss was, after seeing these photos, which were like 2013, I want to say. 2013, 2014.
Well, it would, like, the one pic of us, like, we're definitely, like, we were going to a show as, like, the Fashion Bros. This is over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
At least.
Do you feel like you look better / dress better or worse today than 10, 11 years ago?
Why don't you answer my question first?
Of course. Well, okay. These photos were taken at New York Fashion Week when, like, my whole always issue with that was that, like, it doesn't showcase. It's the clown show. The circus in town and the fucking clowns are out and slumming about.
Yep.
People dress up like fucking peacock idiots, and it's never like your personal style. And I think that usually when, like, especially with hindsight being 2020, when you dress up to like stand out an event or dress up as you think other people want you to, that's when you really fuck up. And like that doesn't speak to like your maybe it's ideally it's like a natural extension of your personal style in your day to day. But when you go fucking hard, like way too hard, and I'm not talking about you or me.
Who are you talking about right now?
I'm talking about just like people that like walk around, or guys that walk around, especially this era, that like went out to get street styled, and like you'd be like sitting at your desk and be like, oh, it must be New York Fashion Week. This guy just walked in looking like a fucking bozo.
Yeah,
like Bozo the Clown. Do I look better? Absolutely.
Dude, I forgot how, like, I still think that you're, like, you know how, like, in a boy band, there's, like, or the Joe Bros, there's, like, certain roles? You've always been the handsome one. Dude, I forgot how you were hot, dude. Like,
yeah, and here's what I'll say.
Clean-shaven, young Jim.
So here's what I'll say.
Young Jimothy.
I'm getting back with the trainer starting tomorrow morning.
Because of these fucking pics?
No. My brother bought me some private lessons private sessions for my birthday. So I want to get...
Wait. Oh, and you haven't used them yet?
No, I haven't used them yet. I've been lazy, and I hurt my foot.
Shout out Ian, bro.
I want to get to the point where I can shave and not have like a fucking giant like double neck here. But at the same time,
not a giant double neck.
Well, this is what I'm saying is like I'm looking at these photos, and back then I'm like, oh, I fucking look like shit. Or, like my big ass neck. Da, da, da. I'm like, damn, I look good. So maybe that's true now, where it's like I'm looking at myself, whether bald or not, and it's like, oh, I look like shit. I fucking I suck. But it's like, no, actually, like, maybe I do look good now, but it's just, like, being too critical or, like, having, like, body dysmorphia.
Yeah, probably. I think that, like, I'm supposed to be, like, the eating disorder one. That you're the hot one, I'm the eating disorder one. But, like, ultimately...
There's one in every boy band.
I think that, I think that, you and I, because of, like you said, there's always fucking content about us and, like, what we look like. And a lot of people, ourselves included, have opinions on that content. And I definitely think it creates... very unhealthy relationships to ourselves, our weight, all different types of complexes. No pun intended, because that's the era these photos were taken. I will say, of all of our fits, I think all the fits are bad, but there's one of you're wearing and we don't even know, like, really, there's very little information. It's just beautiful, young, hot James, and then in some type of Detroit Red Wings throwback on your Tupac shit, you look fucking sick.
Thank you. I will say that, yeah, you are in your hashtag menswear meets streetwear era.
I was trying to
where you're like
Voltron in a bad way.
doing like the reverse layering Kanye move,
Yeah.
but you end up looking like a broke Scott Disick with like
Yeah.
the cholo
Mm-hmm.
denim, the cholo button denim shirt, and then like Jordans that were
Yeah, okay. There's a couple things. It's the flotsam and the jetsam, which we talk about with Amine, that Jonah Weiner famously, but actually really did famously coin on his Friday Fiasco. There's a couple things that I like from those photos. Just a good fucking trucker jacket, a good Western shirt. I am much fatter in terms of like me looking better or worse. I think I 1000% look better now. I used to have a bigger burly beard, which I thought was like hiding more of my face, but actually like now with hindsight being 2020 makes me look fatter. I also was in a very unhealthy place, I think, even with like my weight and how I viewed myself back then. Yeah,
is that what you're layering in like the 100-degree heat?
Yeah, 100%. Oh, and then the most embarrassing thing is before I knew, when I just started working at Complex and before I had all the information that I now have, all the fucking worthless information I now have about sneakers, I literally stupidly was like, oh, Jordan mids and Jordan highs, what's the difference? And just bought all white Jordan mids, and now like everyone knows you cannot wear Jordan mids. If you wear Jordan mids, like you are a fucking social pariah. And here I was flexed up at New York Fashion Week like I fucking knew exactly what I was doing. I did not. And which is great advice for the audience at home, which is you're always it doesn't matter where you are in the fucking style journey, you're always learning. There's always more to fucking.
Yeah, and I think you have to be happy with like where you are, you know, and try to not be unhappy with like how you look or what you're doing, like, you know, and that is like a matter of self-improvement, but also self-acceptance. And then it kind of goes back to, it's like, yeah, we get a lot of like comments and like people hating on us and shit. Maybe that is, and then I can't
post any of these.
Maybe I can't remember the last time that I posted like my face or even like a fit of mine on IG story, because it is just like, and this is subconscious. I'm working this out in real time, like, and it's like, yo, you want to see what I look like? Let me make myself look as absurdly ugly as possible with the Tiger Woods mugshot filter on.
That's 1000% a defense mechanism.
Yeah, so it's like let me lean into like, I'm not trying to like look good. I'm trying to post myself looking as shitty as possible,
as bad as possible. I mean, obviously, we would never deign to do that on grid.
But again,
stories,
but hey, now that I'm a dumper, that might be in the next dump pack because I got myself a caption.
Oh, nice, dude.
I just need the pics.
No spoilers, obviously. We'll let the streets eat when the streets are ready to be fed.
But that's the one takeaway from seeing these throwback photos is like, damn, like even when I was like insecure and not loving myself then, but looking back, I looked good.
I was a dime.
Yeah, I was a fucking hottie.
Yeah.
So maybe feeling bad about myself is okay because that's not actually true. Because 10 years from now, when I'm actually fucking bald and fat, and I'm looking back at, you know,
balder and fatter,
throwing fits era Jimmy,
oh,
then I'll be like, damn, look at that guy in his hot teal shorts.
I'm all for self-improvement. I mean, you know, I'm going through it, no pun intended, right now. I think, honestly, looking at these pics, I've never looked hotter. I've never felt better. I've never had more fucking swag. And we already know America loves a swaggy white boy. We already know America loves an Asian rapper.
And
honestly, with the way that you fucking spit bars in every fucking pot.
Yo, you know what? I'm the GOAT Asian rapper.
You said it, brother.
All right, chef. I guess that's a good place to end it.
Should I apologize?
No.
Okay.
Just learn how to
never apologize.
You got to learn how to get like when a plane is like in its like death spiral. You got to learn how to like shake the wings or something.
And you know what? To that I say, I'm like Denzel, dude. I'm on coke. I'm inverting that bitch, and I'm fucking landing it. And I'll see you in court.
Are you watching Hijack?
No, what's that?
Fucking fire.
What is it?
It's on Apple. You have Apple TV?
Yeah.
Dude,
I got everything.
Hijack, Idris Elba. Honestly, sleeper hit. But low-key, everyone's watching it. It's fucking gas.
Sleeper hit? Everyone's watching
Yeah.
it. Sounds like the only podcast that matters. Seeing that.
Duality of
Do I
content.
just hit this to shut it off?
Yeah.